Greetings, gearheads. Today John will work on the damaged trunk floor.
I guess I'll go ahead and film this adventure because, you know, you might run into this in your project car. So let's look at the other side. Okay, other side. And you'll see what I was talking about. It's supposed to just be flat here. But features that are supposed to be here is this crease here. And there's also a crease right here. Highlighted. There's a crease here. Where's my bloody focus? There it is. There's a crease here. And there's a crease here. And then, of course, this flange here. There's a step here. No, there isn't. There's no step here. This is all flat. And so this bend right here is constant all the way across. Because when we look at the other side, it almost looks like there's a supposed to be a ramp in here. On this side, I've got my crease here, which I'm supposed to have. I've got my crease here, which I'm supposed to have. And this is what I talk about. If you look, it looks like there's something other going on here, but it's really supposed to be a straight line from, say, here. Great camera work, eh? To about here. It's just supposed to be a straight bend all the way across. So, yeah, we gotta pull all this up. This nonsense has gotta be up and then flattened best as we can. And theoretically that bend right there will be straight across when we're done. That's gonna pull this up. What else is gonna happen? I'm looking at this piece here and it's not too bad. I mean, it seems straight. This all seems okay. I guess I could level the body out and pull a dimension, say, to this corner versus that corner, which I'll probably have to do, because at some point I'm gonna have to say, well, where is this plane, this flat plane, where's that supposed to be? Is it flat, horizontal to the ground, and, you know, adjacent or parallel to the bottom of the trunk? Does it just come through? Or does it slope up at 5 degrees? I don't know. So, yeah, I see that happening in my future.
John, could you give us a quick progress report on the panel?
It's a little progress report. I'm just banging on it with dollies and hammers and reefing it using pliers and anything I can do to get that crunch out of it, get this smooth. There is some stretching going on because it was off, like freaking half an inch or so. I found this little piece of flange right here. It was bent up under it, so I've got that back. You can kind of see the deformation that's going on because of the crease there, the tear here, so to speak. But I did realize from looking at the other side that if I put this up on edge, I can trust this flange edge here. I can trust that, and that the top of this is parallel to that edge, and then this plane that I'm working on to regain is parallel to that edge, right? So I've got datums that I can use to see when I'm pretty close to how this should be. And I'm pretty close, and I'll actually be able to put a straight edge on this edge and fine tune this into shape. And then the other thing I noticed or realized is that this dog leg or bend here does come clean through this bulge, this boss that's right here. And then it does come across and split this into one plane here and then this plane here. So these are two different planes. That's where they bend. So this plane is parallel to that edge, which is parallel to the floor of the trunk, which is parallel to this. So again, I've got datums that I can use to fix this plane into place and then fix this plane into place, at which point I'm gonna be 98% of how it used to be. I'll just put a weld here to clean that up. I might heat it up to shrink this area. Get some of the tension out of there from the cold working. So there's my plans. Yeah, I've been noodling this a little more just since the last video. And what I'm gonna do is this piece of the valance is all banged to shit anyways. Some previous genius did something here. Not sure, but this is all banged to hell. And it's only held on by these rivets here. And then this thing comes off. So what I think I'm gonna do is just cut this thing off here. That'll allow me to straighten this piece up because I don't want to buy a new valance. That's just a pain in the ass to replace all the rivets along there. I know you. So I'm going to take this off, finish hammering this, dollying it into a better shape. That'll give me better access to what's going on in here. And then I'll get this all tidied up and then just plug weld this guy back in place. I think that'll be much cleaner and give me better access to stuff in general that's going on here. Again, I didn't know that there was extensive damage to this area. So, you know, I'm kind of going along and figuring this out with the rest of you guys out there. Well, I am glad I did that because that exposes more nonsense. You can see this crease right here is not supposed to be there. This surface is this surface. So this is again dipping down. Even though I've kind of straightened this out pretty darn close, this area right in here is still down, you know, 3/8 to 1/2 inch. So I gotta, when that circle is planar to this and this, then I'll know I've got this corner right. I've brought that back up to where it was supposed to be. So again, when I get this flattened and looking all parallel, I'm going to be within 98% of where I need to be. And that's a good thing. I can't even remember what it was I was working on that led me to all this. But anyways, you got to handle it as you come across it. So I banged this all into shape, but this is where that big dimple was, or whatever. It was too thin and worked, so I just put in a little patch here. And I'm having a little trouble here because, again, the stresses of that being all banged in, and this area, it took some load in here and caused this to deform and be nasty. And, you know, it's blowing out as I'm trying to, what was a simple weld is just blowing out now. Very typical for two reasons. This metal is just not today's standards, but also after, you know, 50 years of, or 60 years of bullshit, it just can't handle heat. So you gotta deal with these things.
Goodbye, gearheads. Please remember to like and subscribe.